Hi, and welcome to this episode of Inside the Mind of an Actuary. It's my pleasure to have online Bill Sheng. Bill's the executive director with USCIPA, USCIPA, and he's in touch with a lot of senior executives from different insurance companies in both China and in the United States. So I'm really excited to get his insights today. Thanks for joining us, Bill.
It's my pleasure, Mark. Good morning to you.
So tell me a little bit about your background. So you formed this organization. Obviously, you'd worked at LIMRA before, which a lot of insurance agents out there, they've heard of that organization. But how did you come about to wanting to start your own organization like this?
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I actually in 2016, I started this organization, which is a membership organization that is uniquely focused on promoting two-way dialogue between life insurance industries in the United States and China. Uh, so I started this organization because I see there is a tremendous interest between carriers in the United States and China who are interested in share with each other, learn from each other about each other's market.
I think that's very cool. Out there, everyone's coming up with new innovative ideas and technologies. And the more that we can share, obviously, the more that we can accelerate growth and eventually get the end consumer more insurance solutions. So, what have you kind of seen in the last few years has been the trend of what's going on in the insurance world from the insurance company perspective? Are you seeing it shifting more towards technology, or what are the kind of the big takeaways?
I think definitely technology. More and more companies are investing more in technology, and more companies are taking actions in shifting distribution from face to face traditional agency system to more like digital platform or online platform.
Mm-hmm.
So this is number one. Number two, which is related to number one is really these tech, AI, blockchain, big data uh, that are attracting more and more companies interest in China. China is moving very quickly in adapting to technology because they don't have the legacy issue comparing with the United States, which has
Mm-hmm.
a lot of legacy burden.
Mm-hmm.
China is moving faster than the United States in terms of leveraging technology to grow their business.
Very cool. Well, I know that your business is also to help connect people through different networking events. And obviously, with what's going on with COVID, it's become even more imperative on all of us to use technology more effectively to meet remotely, like we're doing this video today. How has kind of the COVID situation impacted your business? What types of events are you doing now for the networking?
Yeah, that's a good question. This COVID-19, in this global pandemic crisis, is really unprecedented. Nobody was prepared for this, and it disrupted our daily life and our business a lot. People are locking down. Cannot go to office, cannot talk. Our agent cannot talk to their clients. So it's a big challenge, uh, and it affected our short term, it affected our business a lot. But long term, I think many companies are seeing this COVID-19 as a turning point. To move stuff from physical to digital platform. I have talked to, as you mentioned at the very beginning, I have talked to a lot of executives, in the past couple of months, both in China and the United States. You know, One consensus I got out of this, interactions with them was we are moving our stuff to online. You know, Companies are accelerating their underwriting process. They say no para exam, a paramedical, during the pandemic crisis, and train their agents on Zoom platform,
Mhm.
And I have they told me many agents there are leveraging this Zoom type of webinars or technology to interact with their clients. And from our organization's perspective, our business is also heavily affected by this COVID-19. For example, we plan to run our second US-China Life Insurance Conference in May this year. Obviously, we couldn't do that. We
Mhm.
have rescheduled this conference to sometime next year.
Yeah, yeah, no, I think, and you pointed this out very well, that companies always wanted to go more online, and the agents, of course, wanted to do more remote meetings and things like that. It can be more productive. It just took an event like this to accelerate it, right? So that's the silver
Yeah,
lining, I think, is that it's forcing people to invest more. Obviously, in the short term, all the companies, kind of take a hit, right, with their business and productivity going down. But because they're investing now and doing it remote, probably in the long term, like you said, they're going to come out of this, especially the ones that are well prepared for it. And I think you had mentioned to me that you work with large insurance companies, and you had one company in China that came to mind about that had invested in the right way in technology. Can you tell us a little bit about kind of that company and what motivated them to invest and what they're seeing as the fruit, the benefits of that now from what's happening?
absolutely. Yeah, as I said, our organization is really a platform whereby we connect U.S. Market to the Chinese market, right? So I have been talking to many insurance carriers and brokerage firm, insurance brokerage firms in the past 20 years or so. Starting from my days at the Limera and now the USCIPA, right? You
Mhm.
know, I have seen one company that is in China that stands out among these many carriers in China. And this is a pretty large local insurance company. Now I even don't know whether we can call this larger company an insurance company anymore because they are transitioning themselves from insurance to financial service as at the phase one, and then from financial service to financial service and technology combined company. So so this company, a couple of years ago, when there were a lot of buzz on AI blockchain discussion, uh, many executives are talking. They invested a lot on technology. They have this so-called the concept called one-stop shopping, one account for one account for one customer. Okay,
Mhm.
one account, multiple products for one customer. So you come over to this company, no matter you are interested in buy protection, the insurance product, they have it for you. Or say mutual fund, these securities that they have, the banking business, and say car insurance, they have that for you. And even you want to see a doctor, you know, they have that platform for you. And they have the P2P business. So this really, this company is not an insurance company anymore. And they are just 32 years old,
Wow.
a very young company. And they have like 200 million customers in China.
Wow. Yeah,
200 in just 32 years. Think about that. 200 million customers. So they are really becoming not just a financial conglomerate, but a technology giant.
I see. So
Technology
they're
giant. I think it's a good story to share. I
mhm.
have seen many U.S. companies. They are very dedicated to the insurance business. They are very good. They're on their own business, but on the technology side, and I think U.S. and China can learn from each other. And this company, I think, is a good example for our platform for the US company to learn from. Of course, on the China side, on insurance, Chinese companies can learn much more from the US side.
Right. And I have a feeling that a lot of it, them being able to transcend insurance and financial services and work with their customers in so many different ways has to do with them understanding their customers better and their needs and communicating and interacting with their customers directly in that way. That's probably helping to build a relationship, to make that person loyal to their brand, so to speak. And I think that is something a lot of the U.S. companies are trying to get into more, right? Is to be more than just an insurance provider, but to really have a relationship with the end customer that way.
Yes, yes, yeah. I mean, here in the U.S. we call salespeople advisors. The advisor. You're not no longer an agent, right? You are advisor. You are advisor to your client on
Mm-hmm.
insurance product, wealth, protection, wealth, growth, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not you're not just selling just one product. You're selling multiple products, and you're offering advices to your clients, annuities, insurance, investment. In China, because it's an emerging market, many insurance companies are focusing on insurance. So the agents are not ready to sell multiple products yet, or total financial. They're not ready to offer total financial solutions to their
Mm-hmm.
customers yet.
Interesting. Well, Bill, I find this to be fascinating, and I want you to share, of course, your knowledge on future episodes as well. But thanks for joining us today. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Mark. It's a pleasure.